again. This is the Thursday night online open mic. And I'm going to say it again because sometimes there is a slight delay between the kickoff of the live stream and when it actually starts on the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitters. But welcome again, everyone, to the Thursday night online open mic, which is hosted by our executive director at the New Regan Poets Cafe, Miss LaBrua. She can make it today. I'll tell you in a second about it, but I am your guest host, Ron Mark Thomson, once again filling in like last week to make this a wonderful online open mic, just like the other Thursdays and like the Mondays, which the cafe also hosts the online open mic. So this is me, Ron Mark Thomson, aka RM Thomson, aka RMT, as some of you know me as. On the tech back end, we have helping out today Elemental, the poet. He hosts the Monday night online open mic. I am tech assisting him on that night. And he is a poet himself. You can see his Instagram handles here. He's currently in a transition to his new organization. He also will be featuring October 15th, I believe, so at Inspired Poetry Corner. So do follow him. He is an amazing, not only is he an amazing host, but he is also an amazing and very powerful poet. So thank you again, Elemental, for helping out. All right. Hopefully by the third time I am guest hosting, I will have some more production value PowerPoint slides for you, similar to what Ray Jane used to do and what Elemental does on Monday. But then I also heard sometimes I got some feedback from some of you, and sometimes, simplicity just works as well. So let's quickly go through this. You are now in the Thursday night online open mic. If you are watching us on any of the live streams, which is on Facebook, YouTube, or X, the former Twitter, feel free to connect to us via Zoom. You see the Zoom ID 977-539-856. That's the same on every Thursday. And just for consistency purpose, I also put Elemental's Monday night's Zoom ID on the screen. That's the same every Monday. Monday night starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We want to thank our sponsors who make this possible, because unlike some of the other in-person events at the New Regan Poets Cafe, these two online open mics are still free, and we hope to continue them for many more weeks, including during the construction. So we thank the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Poetry Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and Education of America. And of course, we also thank all of you who do go and attend and buy tickets to our other events at the cafe, or who have donated and contributed via a donation on our website. So we very much thank you for this. Many thanks. On Thursday, today, unlike Monday, which is for poetry and has a theme, and Elemental during the halftime show, he will inform us what next week's theme is. On Thursdays, there is no theme, and everything is welcome. Poetry, stories, comedy, and original music. But Monday you can bring also music, because I always think poetry is music. So do bring music if you have music for Mondays. Don't let that hold you back from not signing up on Mondays. I underlined original because since we are live streaming this to the internet, we want to make sure that we do not break any copyright laws. So please, only music that you wrote or you perform, the instrument, only bring that to the online open mic here. There is no censorship, but we do not allow hate speech or offensive words. And trust me, we have Elemental in the background, and he will carefully watch, if there's anything weird going on, anyone, writing anything in the chat, or if there's anything going on, verbally, he or I will kick you out, as Ray Jane used to call us, like we are the boots, the extra pairs of eyes and the boots to kick you out. So please be respectful of each other, no censorship, but that doesn't mean that we can offend each other. If you do bring your original music with an instrument, make sure that your original sound settings in Zoom are on. I know I promised a slide for this. I will get a slide for this the next time. It's actually a two-step process. First, you have to go into your audio settings and switch to that original settings. And then once you did that, you then have to, if you're on a laptop or desktop, on the top left, you actually have to click to turn the original sound from off to on. So two-step process. Hopefully Zoom will make that a one-step process in the future. You never know. If you perform, please turn your camera on, because as many of you remember, the New Rican Poets Cafe started this online open mic to simulate the in-person open mics, which we weren't allowed to do at the cafe during the pandemic. We have returned since then to the cafe, and we're going to continue our online open mics, but we still want to see you. Yes, we may judge you how your room looks, I blurred my background because I don't like my wall behind me though, so feel free to put a virtual background like Elemental does, or put a blurred background, or, let us see, where you live though. But please turn your camera on if it's possible. If there's a technical reason you can't, we understand. And in between performances or after each performances, I may ask everyone to unmute themselves so you can give applause and comments and flowers to the whoever performed, so that way you can let them know, how you felt about what we had just heard. On that note, time limit, 3 minutes per performer. I kept it in parentheses like last week, but I'm going to be even more strict like last week. So please stick to the 3 minutes. We do have 19 people who signed up. We may have a good luck round list as well. Once you hit 3 minutes and 30 seconds or a little bit later, I may start muting you though, because we want to show everyone respect, and most of you, keep it under 3 minutes. We appreciate you. My advice is for any open mic that you go to, rehearse, time yourself, just to see how long your piece is. So and I saw Elemental just now. He will also start putting up the wrap it up sign in his background that you may or may not see right now in his video screen. So thank you, Elemental, for helping out with this. We will do a halftime show, like approximately on the halftime. I will quickly and briefly tell you what else is going on in the cafe. Many of you know this is the last month we will be holding in-person programs inside the current building. We will let you know about that more. Elemental also will let you know what the theme is for next Monday. And as I mentioned, we may have a good luck round list at the end. If you were not able to sign up for an artist RSVP ticket, go ahead, let us know in the chat, and then Elemental and I will add you to the good luck round. And yep, Finn, I tried to get Miley Cyrus. Unfortunately, she wasn't available, and she was a little bit too expensive for the New Rican Poets Cafe. So it looks like I'm going to be doing the halftime show with assistance from Elemental. And in case you do not know how to sign up, just go to our online calendar. I'm going to put all that info. You know what? During the first performer, I'm going to put all those links in the Zoom chat. Sign up starts 24 hours before the open mic starts. So for Mondays, the sign up starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays, and for today, Thursdays, it starts on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. But just because you didn't get a chance to get there at 9 p.m. Eastern time, the day before, just keep checking in the morning. Our 19th performer today signed up a little after 2 p.m. this afternoon. So, that performer checked, noticed there was still space available. As long as you see the RSVP option, that means there is still space to perform. And last but not least, any concerns, any weird thing going on the technical level, any weird thing going on, with Zoom trolls or other issues, let Elemental and me know, and we will handle it as best as we can in the background, because we want to make this a safe space. We want to continue to make this a safe space. Shout out also to Finn Bell about she had guest hosted a few weeks ago. I'll tell you about why I am guest hosting today. But first, here is tonight's open mic list. You see, everyone here are performers that we have met and heard before, except the second to last one, Rodnea Brown. I have not heard this name before. I hope I copied and pasted it correctly from the ticket site. We look forward to welcoming you. So Rodnea Brown, hope you made it to Zoom, and we'll get to hear from you later. And again, we will have a good luck round list for those of you who didn't have a chance to sign up. All right, let me stop the share and let me welcome everyone again. Hi again, I am Ron Mark Thompson. I am one of the programs and operations assistants in the program team at the New Eureka Poets Cafe, along with Jasmine and Claudia. We work, for the New Eureka Poets Cafe. Many of you also know me as the tech assistant in the online open mics and at some of the events at the cafe in person. La Brua was supposed to host today. This is her show on Thursdays. Unfortunately, she has been a little busy and she got a little bit under the weather. Last night she hosted the Women's Orators Wednesday in the cafe. I know Deadpan was there. We had a wonderful, powerful open mic. It was amazing. Today she was running around for different stores. There are several things that have to be done in the building, in the New Eureka Poets Cafe itself. Even though we will be closing in 4 weeks, we still need to keep and maintain the building. She feels a little bit under the weather. And in addition to that, on Saturday, she is going to be performing in 2 different events inside the cafe, so she has to prepare for that. So an hour ago she asked me if I wouldn't mind guest hosting again, and of course, I don't mind, because I love all you guys. I'm happy that you're all here with us. I'm happy you keep coming back as many times as you can. I'm happy you let others know about our online open mics. Please, referrals are the best praise we can get, and I know we've gotten many referrals, from you guys, so we really appreciate it. So on that note, I probably forgotten 5 different things. Elemental will remind me, privately in the chat if there's anything I forgot to mention. But how about we start the list, and how about I actually paste it in the chat? So hold on. And if Elemental already did it, then I apologize. Again, I'm not usually on the front end, I'm usually in the back end. But I'm trying my best to be here. So here is the list in the Zoom chat. So let us unmute Mr. Tess. And yes, what a strange way, because usually Deadpan is the one leading up, but Mr. Tess beat her probably by a second, but there is probably a reason for that, why Deadpan Lizzie made it to second one. A good reason though, because she was in the cafe yesterday. But Mr. Tess, I'm glad you made it to number 1. I'm glad you're here with us, calling in, zooming in from the West Coast. Welcome back. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and you know the drill. The next 3 minutes are all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Eureka Poets Thursday night community, and Mr. RMT. Deadpan Lizzie will always be number 1. The airy piece. Coyote died at the gates of colonial enclosure, at the edge of civilization by the westerlies, the shriveled, dried West Side Canal, the last remnants of a river. Coyote would once hunt and play by a giant basin swampland in Kern County, now dry like a venous thrombosis, a barren, exploited wasteland. The waters that once flowed deep and wide, now the Inyo Kern clay dry and crack into lifeless, dustful clods. The plants and creatures once thrived, the lingering sun-drenched sweetwater clam shells once known as Kuyama. No more than an inch, no more than colonial spare change. Now gone, their spirits wandering in a sea of stars. To nature, to everyone we've taken and taken without care. Now we despair, our actions have set nature on fire. Coyote, as sovereign, enjoys his light-spirited attitude, even if he pays for it with life. Coyote rejects it burns it without any reason, as if nothing can hurt it. Not even the nothingness he keeps can't be hurt, even when he loses nothingness. Coyote's sovereign reflex is an indication of what he asserts. This is animality, the universal essence, his ultimate expression. Coyote may ruin it ostentatiously, destroy it, waste it in frivolous and unbridled orgies. Sovereignty is not romantic. Sovereignty is so much more dangerous when unseen and unrecognized. Coyote lives only by the yield of every moment. Coyote lives in pure freedom, and everything he comes across in a light-spirited manner, enjoying it as if it were his own. Coyote does not allow his life to be led by conservative principles, but rather by death principles, by everything that makes life a game or puts it at risk. Coyote lives by the moments in which his very essence, his very existence is at stake. Coyote needs pure moments, no worries whatsoever, no worries even about his own mortality. He prances in the prairie, light-spirited, lives the life of a perfect coyote. Coyote does not live to a certain end, lives as he wishes, as if there was nothing to fear. Coyote lives as if every moment was his last in his life. Coyote's existence expresses radical finitude. He lives at its fullness as fulfillment of being. Coyote sovereignty is sovereignty of being itself. Being has no aims outside itself. It has no outside itself. It is not bothered by its own transience, and it includes life and death. Being is its own transience and its own negation. The existence of death beside life, of disintegration beside integration, does not make being less perfect. Being is always aimless. It needs no aim, no cause to justify its existence. It is what it is. It is every single moment. The fullness of being lies not in the fulfillment of evolution, but in every moment. It is both living sovereignty. Coyote asserts the sharing the perfect moment, which being always is. We can only succeed when we mirror ourselves consciously or unconsciously in radical sovereignty, when we enjoy the moment without consideration of the future, the basic drive of merciless sovereignty. On September 30th at 2:12 a.m., a prairie patrol caught up with Coyote at the edge of civilization, waiting at the gates. The dogs of coloniality overwhelmed his solitary sovereignty, mauled him on the levees of the West Side Canal. But for fear of the lethal negativity, his very sovereign moment filled the emptiness of the moment within which everything is possible. The deadly fight itself, fighting for a better world. Coyote died. But it's not too late to turn the tide, to heal the land. The being in sovereignty, sovereign nature, Coyote died at the gates of colonial enclosure, at the edge of civilization, by the westerlies, the shriveled, dried West Side Canal, the last remnant of a river. In peace.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tess. The Coyote, wow, Coyote has become such an integral character to our online open mics. Coyote does have to learn a little bit on the time, because that was over 4 minutes, along close to 5.
All right.
But that's okay, because trust me, it is so tough as a host, to cut you guys off, because it is so intriguing, to keep hearing, to keep listening to that. So everyone, if you want to, hear more from Mr. Tess, follow him, buy his books. He's going to have more books out. We're going to see the stage where we're going to see everything. Mr. Tess, thank you. And thank you for starting us off. So let's move on right next to the next performer then, which is Deadpan Lizzie. Hold on, let me unmute you. Oh my goodness, here we go. Okay, as to unmute. And also, I forgot to mention, Labrua texted me, and she wants to let everyone know that she's been working extra hard to prepare for the cafe's closure. I'm going to let you know more about the upcoming building closure in the halftime show, but she loves everyone very much. And again, she's feeling a little bit under the weather today. That's why she asked me to guest host one more time. We hope and pray that she will be back next week. But if you're in New York City, you can come to the cafe on Saturday. We have 2 different shows and she will be there and she will perform in person. So thank you. And Deadpan, you did see Labua yesterday and you rocked out on the last Women's Orators Wednesday we had in the cafe. You read a very powerful piece from your book, and you managed, even though you weren't on your laptop, you were on your phone, you managed to still get the second spot for the day, which in itself is impressive. Deadpan Lizzie, it was so great to see you yesterday. Let everyone know where we may follow you, where we may buy your books, and then go ahead. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. Beanie blessings to everyone. Yes, last night was beautiful in the cafe. I read from my book, Inner Visions, my poem, I Am Woman, and I made it a community piece for everyone in the cafe. Cheered along, and Ron was kind enough to put it up on the PowerPoint. So thank you for the tech help. And I hope LaBruja is feeling better. We send you good vibes and our prayers. Yeah, I'm still tired from last night, so I feel her. I'm gonna need like 10 naps before the costume ball because I saw it's like till 3 a.m. Need like some disco naps or something. If you want to get Inner Visions, it is available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. You can go to my website, elizabethsophiastrauss.com. If you click on Word Architect, it'll bring you to where you can purchase all of that. And they're also at Sweet Pickle Books, which is a bookstore here in New York City. You can order online there. If you live here in town, you can get it in person. It's a really cool space. I highly recommend it. It's not far from the cafe. Yeah, so I had to turn my beanie around. So this is for Finn Bell. I'm not going to sing tonight, but this is for Finn Bell, and it says LM on it. And it's just a private thing for me and her, but I'm sending her love and all the good things she does for our community. And I did write my prose tonight surrounding, she's doing for the spooky season, a prompt every day. And I think today was Maze. So I wrote a prose that with artistic license has to do with that. I am a unicorn. I slide down the queerly soft, but can certainly be slippery rings of the rainbow. From conception, the universe straps a maze for all souls to figure out, while trying to play, which many bulls hate, given their horns are stuck up their own asses. Those who believe in any healthful fitness regime, both physical and mental, understand when to go around the network of paths and hedges. They are always designed as puzzles. We have no choice but to find a way out. The treats that are left on the tracks we run may not be so sweet. There will be sour balls we cannot help but suck on, except for the warheads. We know to avoid them. No reasons to ingest something incredibly unpalatable. A little sugar is good for the soul in moderation. Too much in the sexiness of kindness can never be found again, not even when one exits the bewilderment. Given we are not confused. The journey can never end, especially one so tasty. The good apples will keep pumping iron and positivity. The rotten ones will become manure in the orchard. The deadpan true from a lovable meanie, pure horns. Thank you. Beanie blessings.
Thank you, Beanie Blessings. I love that. And since you were under the 3 minutes, I'm going to ask everyone to unmute themselves, please. Give it up. Give a big round of applause for Deadpan Lizzie, Elizabeth.
Woo! Beanie God. Woo, that was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you.
As always.
As always,
you.
yes. Thank you so much, Deadpan. Yes, buy her book, Inner Vision. Follow her, she and Finn Bell, and keep giving. I believe daily prompts. So if you need a little inspiration, motivation to write, follow either one of them, to get your dose of daily writing. And that was wonderful. Deadpan Lizzie, inventor of the Penku and always a great supporter. And yes, what she was talking about is the custom ball Halloween, which is both Halloween, October 31st, and the 50th anniversary of the New Regan Poets Cafe. So we look forward to seeing you there again. Thank you so much. All right, coming up next on our list is Michael Sindler. Okay, you know what? It's so funny. I get so excited because I don't remember the list by memory, but then I just looked and I'm like, oh, Michael is next. So Michael, thank you so much. Zooming in from Denver. Oh my God, he was so lucky to have been with an icon writer. Well, I believe it was last week. Like in Denver. You're such a lucky guy, though. But I'm glad
I'm going to be with.
More?
Oh yeah, Ocean Vaughn here, coming up in a couple weeks. All kinds of great people. Denver's a good place to be.
Yes, don't forget about us. Like even though you're maybe eating.
Come to Denver. The Doodle was here today. Robert Fleming was here today. Went out and had some chicken wings with him. But let's not waste too much time, and let me go ahead and say lighthouseriders.org, which is the reason why I got to hang out with Roxanne and all these other great people. And speaking of great people, Lizzie was talking about this nice prompt thing that Finn's doing. And another really neat thing that Finn's doing is she's gone ahead and started an online poetry journal. There's just no stopping her. She just does so many good things. And I thought I'd just go ahead and give you all a little thing of something that's going to be in there, which is, this is my piece. It's called Moon to Desire. All my old loves are wed or mated, but the one, she wed only to grace, to service and devotion. She, the moon, to my desires, ocean pulling. True story. And then I thought I'd go back and read something really old. This is from 1974, people. Very few of you are alive. It's a poem for an autumn day. Yes, when I was just a wee little boy. It's called, like I say, Poem for an Autumn Day. Golden rays streaming down through autumn leaves and silver branches. They drop like dew on my face and shoulders, draw fragile changing patterns on the grass that is turning brown under their watching eyes and gentle caresses. So if you were wondering what I was doing in high school, that's it. And I'm going to do one more. It's called, also short. Don't freak out, Ron. It's called Epitome. What comes after the epitome? Is that when you get rid of me? Moment staged as strategic retreat, softened savage exposition of defeat. What comes before the inception? Does time exist beyond perception? How to build on what is not constructed? Could a dream undream be abducted? What space lies beneath the nadir? Is depression deeper than a crater? Spirit tumbling from sky to sea for lack of you and too much of me. Okay, thank y'all very much. Always great to be here.
Oh my God, that freaked me out so much. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for the forewarning, but everyone, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Michael!
Michael, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
Amazing. Love it. I actually wonder if Michael did have the long hair when he was a boy in the 70s. He did. Okay, he's nodding his head. It's like that's just amazing. But we love it. Thank you so much. Keep hanging out with all these celebrities and tell us all about it. Because you are one of our celebrities here. So we really thank you. Follow lighthouseriders.org, a great organization that he is following, and great organization that has, I believe that was the organization that did put together the event with Roxanne Gay last week, right? So perfect. So thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate you. And by the way, Finn Bell, when I saw your comment in the chat like a minute or 2 minutes ago to Michael, I'm like, did Finn really write this though? I'm like, but I know what you meant with this. That I was like, wow, so you guys sometimes surprise me. All right. Well, somebody who doesn't, well, he used to surprise it, but now we're just used to his wonderful things that he does, whether it's jokes or whether it's his sexy voice, you never know what he's going to bring, but he is zooming in from Washington, D.C. It's a lot going on there right now. I think some of those politicians in Congress, they need some of your jokes or some of your other poems, because I don't know what they're doing there with, getting rid of the speaker now with no business going on. And now, I don't want to talk about it. Ed, give us something good. The floor is all yours. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then the next 3 minutes, it's all you. Go ahead.
Thank you forevermore. Thank you for energize our cores. Politics. I know. Do we need to say more? And please come to Elemental's wonderful feature that's coming up really soon. His poem make you want to howl at the Milky Moon. And thank you, Michael Sindler. Your moon of desire, always ignites my fire. All right, my name is Ed Flametastic. Hope everyone being bombastic. I have a mommy daddy piece that will go inside your crease, but let's not spend any time, at least. This is called Galactic Ecstasy. Perfection is here. The yummy, scrumptious you. Baby, there's nothing to fear. I want to taste your sweet honeydew. I need a full connection. You're glowing more than a star. You want that deep, stellar satisfaction. Don't worry, you'll see a big orgasmic shooting star. I will explore your deep space. Let me in your vast pink Milky Way. Let's see the pale moons on your face. It's okay, you don't know what to think or say. Let's explore each other's enormous fantasy. You feel that, baby? Do you feel me? Look so sexy and tasty. No, honey, don't be too quick or hasty. I want to make you mine. I'm going to taste your stardust wine. I want our universes to come align. I'm ready to conquer this foreign behind. I'm going to continue to conquer this planet. Oh my God, it comes enormous earthquakes. The wiggly alien has landed. It will concentrate while your pleasure aches and elevates. Honey, could you charge up my lifesaver? That's right, put it deep in your crater. This is a warm and pleasurable celestial equator. You're such a fluent translator. My lightsaber is fully charged. Time to conquer soft land. It's time for a cosmic discharge. The gravity is too great. I need both hands. Look at those craters and marks. No, I love your imperfections. They're your mystical art. Enough talk. Let's perform a sensational abstraction. My thick probe has touched your scorching core. We're one in this tranquil twilight. You moan and grow more. I'm going infinity and beyond to reach your G heights. Your mountains are erupting. I need to extract some samples slowly. We're mesmerizing, humping while our bodies thumping. Some terminals up ahead. I need to move in closely. This sexy magnetic force pulling me without end. It's going faster, faster, and faster. My mind body has transcend. I need to prepare my blaster. Your core is breaking. Time for the climactic Big Bang. Planets shaking from our deep awakening. The peak cosmos has rang. Your planet shivers and your black hole drips. You landed on the ground. I can see the light spread across your lips. I just conquered something so sexy and round. My sweetie, my space adventure is over. Time to drift off into deep space. Come on, moving closer. Let's bask in the grace from our heavenly embrace. Thank you.
Thank you. I think he just gave us what I would call a poetic orgasm. And yes, I said it, but I don't know,
You need to go change clothes now, Ron.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, Eddie, you do it each and every time.
Man. All that heat. That's how you do it.
That's right. Keep being yourself, Eddie. We love you. Oh, amazing. And please, yes, he told me privately he's going to try to make it to the Poetry Festival next year. Well, we got you. We'll find you a place to stay. Don't worry. We're going to have you rock out on Governor's Island in Manhattan. It'll be great. So thank you so much, Eddie. Really appreciate it. Follow Eddie. He does host, I believe, movie nights at either Fincapulary or the Curtis, right? Or both, he's involved with both organizations. So I know he runs workshops as well. Go and follow Eddie. You can never go wrong with him. Eddie, thank you so much for being here with us. All right, really appreciate you. Okay, coming up next is, hold on, let me mute everyone first, and then let me ask to unmute Ike. Ike Waltz, we had the pleasure of hearing him and his wife Sheila on Monday, I believe so it was. That was so great because we didn't have collaborations in the recent, months though, so it was good to have a collaboration within the same camera. So please say hi to Sheila from us. I hope we're going to get to hear more from her, but today I guess we're hearing from you. Ike, welcome back. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
My girl, me, and Santa Cruz, Monterey Bay, California. My girl. I took my girl to Santa Cruz. We bought a pair of dancing shoes. I took my girl to City Hall. Our laughter out of place. Inspiration for all. I took my girl to Henry Cowell Park on a dark night ride. We saw no trees, but I gazed into her brown eyes. I called her my bride. She cried on my good side, with teary eyes, very wide. I took my girl to the boardwalk, to the coconut grove. I was hungry, but she wore dancing shoes. I took my girl to Beer Can Beach. We built a castle. She opened the window. I was looking out. Sand blue. He whispered, "Love you." I said, "Please don't shout." I took my girl on old Santa Cruz Road to a yard with grave. Don't ask me why. We dug a hole. We planted a thorny rose for those who dare tasting horny rose. For those who like to smile at that rare moment when nudity is back in style. We buried our binding rings, our last will, our last suicide pill. Together we said, forever we said, and off we flew on our golden wings. As long as I'm close to you, we felt like queens and kings. The clouds covered my girl and bedded her next to the sun, next to me. Inside that frozen selfie I took, a memory book stuffed with pages of calamity, feeding turbulent waves way out in the forgiven sea. All that remains like paper thin, its lonely hope, dust of loving mystery. This may be the end of our magic life. Our story, yes, we are bonded as a pair forever, man and wife. But should you or anyone have a change of mind, then let's go to Santa Cruz. Let's fire up those bloody blister-causing, painful pair of brand new dancing shoes. Remember, Ray took my girl to Santa Cruz. We bought a pair of dancing shoes. Thank you.
And we were dancing along with those dancing shoes. Everyone, please unmute yourself. What a wonderful hearing about Ike Waltz and his girl. Thank you, Ike Waltz.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Woo, that was very nice.
Vincent Price strikes again.
That's right. As Elemental calls him, the Vincent Price of poetry, who has found his way to both Mondays and Thursdays, and now his wife as well, which hopefully we're gonna get to see again. Thank you so much, Ike, for continuing to support us and to come back at the New Rican Poets Cafe here online. We really appreciate you. All right, coming up next, let me see if CP. Yes, CP is here. He is zooming in from the South. He didn't visit New York. Our paths unfortunately didn't cross as our schedules didn't work out. He was a busy man for the few days that he was here, but I'm glad you got to meet many of our other poetry friends. I only do hope that your wife did get the New Rican Poets Cafe t-shirt that she won in the raffle earlier this year. I'm sorry it took me so long to get it to you, but thank you, Elemental, for delivering it. So I hope she's enjoying it. CP Mays, welcome back. Let everyone know where we may follow you. Then go ahead. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
Okay. Yeah, shouts out to the New York crowd and our family, because when I went to New York, CC came down from Connecticut, different person in like the Bronx. Like I was meeting with so many of us face to face that it felt like home, you know? I am the new host for Bottoms Up, second and fourth Sunday of the month. Check me out, hit me on the back channel. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully I'll see you. Here's a piece I had to turn in for my my fiction course in my poetry major, my English major. It's called Standing Ovations. And I can tell you now it's experimental. Here we go. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, but the highest form of intelligence. End quote. Oscar Wilde. Joshua. The way these hardworking blue-collar symphony knuckles are tap dancing across the hardwood of this door, you would have sworn that the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department were well-versed, well-trained, wishing well-schooled, and giving 2-a-day shows in North Davidson's Arts District. But this is something more than that. This is something more than just another off-Broadway performance of, this is the police, open the fucking door. This is in about 3 minutes. These cops are going to break down, bust down, break through this damn door of my $240,000 loft and find enough dirty pistols, baking soda, and cocaine on this glass table to slide a semi-bigger slice of the American pie back into the oven, to leave Julie and Rebecca's adrenaline rush repercussions doing 10 to 20 years of hard fed time, Rebecca, to leave our so-called better tomorrows at the salary hands of an overworked district judge, Julie, who probably won't make a measly $60K a year, 2.5 hours, 140 miles away, and 6 years ago in Duke University's prestigious and highly competitive biomedical engineering program is where these three overprivileged, overambitious, and wide-eyed intellectuals first met, eventually shared a house Julie's father planned on giving her after graduation. Rebecca, Julie's father slugged prescription pharmaceuticals for a living. Side effects might include a more than modest mansion. Joshua, a few Mercedes Benzes, a trophy wife with a doctorate degree in pharmacology. Rebecca, don't forget about her master's in Merlot and Xanax. Joshua, or her associate's degree in Ambien, cutting-edge silicone breasts, and Botox. Julie, remember that he was only because of the side effects always included 2 mistresses, extravagant pool parties, and snorting blow off of any ditzy, sexy, soft body, bikini blonde's backside he can find. Boom, 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 boom. This is the police. Open the fucking door. We know you're here, you little smug bastards. They never dealt with neighborhood dope boys. Being referred to as drug dealers were beneath them. You see, they never needed the money per se. What they needed was something to remind themselves that they were not their parents, that they could never be their parents, that no matter what, becoming their parents simply wasn't an option, simply to remind themselves that only pompous assholes catch rushes off of hustling money off of hardworking middle-class Americana. They needed something to remind themselves that life is for the living, and living sometimes meant crossing lines lines for the sake of fucking doing it. Even if those lines were made of cocaine, they didn't slang crack rock on some neighborhood street block. They provided a very sophisticated profile concierge service to high-class uptown Charlotte clientele. Rebecca, Julie, listen carefully. We're not going to flush these bricks of coke down the drain. We're smarter than that. Hide two of them in the air-conditioned vents above Joshua's dining room table. Joshua, Rebecca, buy us some time. I don't care how you go about doing it. All we need is 60 seconds to finish cleaning this house just to stall the cops. Rebecca, and how should I go about doing that, Mr. Hugo Boss? Joshua, sing him a ditty, a lullaby, a theme song, a Family Guy, quote them Shakespeare for all I care. Boom, 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 boom. We are armed from the neck down, Johnson. Call in for backup and tell the armory to bring my 12-gauge skeleton key. Rebecca, it is forbidden to kill. Therefore, all murderers are punished unless they kill in large numbers and to the sound of trumpets. End quote. Rebecca, oh, my dearest, dear officer, that was Voltaire. Smart ass, somebody's going to jail today. It is better to risk saving a guilty man than to condemn an innocent one. Voltaire. You so high and mighty, concierge service, bang, 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 bang. The art of medicine consists of amusing the patients while nature cures the disease. Voltaire. God gave us the gift of life, Julie. It is up to us to give ourselves, Joshua, the gift of living well, Rebecca, end quote. The knuckle tap dancing stops when the cops rush into the loft. All they see is three figures standing in the entry hallway, clapping, as if to say, congratulations, clapping, as if to say, encore, police officers. They were giving these cops an intelligent standing ovation. Thank you, guys.
Whew, that was powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. Yes, you see everyone clapping in the gallery view. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We needed to, I couldn't mute you. It was quite over 5 minutes long. You know, it's tough. You know, it's such a powerful piece, but I was telling Elemental a few months ago, like, hey, CP Mace would be great for poetry slams. And then Elemental told me he's been a poetry slammer. You know, he's been a master at this, though. So I think CP Mace needs a feature, and I'm going to hint at my tech assistant tonight, Elemental. I think we need to get these features up and running on Mondays, you know, and CP would definitely be on that list. That was powerful. Thank you again. The new host of Bottoms Up at the Poetry Global Network. Congratulations on that. I work on Sunday morning, so unfortunately I cannot join in Zoom, but everyone else who can make it Sundays, every other Sunday, go and check them out and rock out. And it's okay, CP, you know, again, you know, it's tough, you know, but it was powerful nevertheless. So let us move on to the next performer then, which is Cece, who CP Mace actually mentioned. I'm so glad that you got to meet each other and you were able to come down from Connecticut. So I'm happy about this, CC, and I hope, CC, we get to see you before we close the building in less than 4 weeks still. But CC, you know the drill. Let everyone know in case they still don't know who you are, and then the next 3 minutes are yours. Try your best. Thank you, CC.
Right. Well, this is the life work. This is a study of free speech, open mic. It was started 20 years ago, and 20 years later, it is a new chapbook. A new book rather than 3 chapbooks with 3 essays in it. And my website is ccrshagra.com, and then you can just Google Arshagra. Don't stop at the first thing you see. It's the internet. All kinds of stuff over the years. This is the first time I'm sitting at this thing here. This is a workstation. I've never really done anything live on this thing before. There's nothing in the world like an acoustic piano, and I don't want to waste my time. So I'm going to try to do one of my songs on this thing. I don't know what it's going to sound like, but I'm going to give it a go. And this is something I did before, but never with Time to ask the question. Who do you share your all alone with? The answer is no one, everyone, and everything. You will never be lonely again. True sharing has no expectations. There's no sense of a debt owed or a debt involved. Nothing's overdue, nothing's hurt or angry, well, that's impossible. All disappointments in the end are held by you. Secrets set free is the quiet of happiness. In the quiet of each and every mind alone. There's no need to believe that it claims false. And there's no such thing as happiness cannot find you. It's okay to see the ways you can deny this. And the only thing that you will never question. It's okay that each and every moment lives here. Sure, death comes, but love itself lives on forever. Time to ask the question. Who do you share your all alone with? The answer is no one, everyone, and everything. You will never be lonely again. That was just a test. All right, I don't know. This is different. It's very, very different. It's a whole different. There's nothing like
But you should have seen the reaction from some, of in the audience here, was like, whoa, what is happening though? Because we never heard that before. So I'm going to quickly add.
This thing has got a lot of.
Okay. Yeah, everyone, please unmute just.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
It goes. This thing does way too much.
Hey,
I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. That was awesome. I was rocking to it, man. Word.
I mean, it's a whole new thing. I found this guy in California who actually knows this instrument and is going to teach me how to use it a little better. But yeah, It's a first generation Korg Kronos. It's about 10 years old, but it's pretty amazing. It's designed to score a movie, not really to play with. So it does all kinds. It might be great for poetry. I might do some spoken word once I get going with this.
Okay, I'm gonna mute it. That was amazing. It's always so refreshing. CC keeps reinventing himself, and we love that about you. That's like I've fallen in love with your piano music, and now this sound like, oh my God, what a great experiment! Thank you for making tonight. The first time you experimented, that was amazing. And by the way, I never believe it when somebody says just Google me, and I should come up first. It is actually true. When you Google CC or Chakra, not only does he come, his website comes up first, then his Instagram is the second Google, his LinkedIn, his Facebook, his SoundCloud, some poetry online radio presenting him, he is like everywhere. So I don't know how much you're paying Google for this, but he truly is coming up in first, second, third, fourth, fifth place though. So we love you, CC. That was amazing. What a great tune. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, going next to another wonderful performer, zooming in from the island of Saint Martin. Martin, thank you so much for your continued support, for your signing up here. Mariana Taft, please let everyone know where we may follow you. But then go ahead, we want to hear from you. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Ron Mark. Really nice to see everybody this Thursday night. I understand that it was National Poetry Day in the UK, so this is for all of you storytellers. You did not ask for the shoulders of the elephant to bear the weight of pitiless centuries. You did not seek to rise above the plains like the giraffe that knows what only clouds may know. You did not consent to the hide of the sequoia, to withstand stinging salt, cringing heat, torments of insects and unbridled fire. You did not beg for the heart of the lion to lead where none will follow. You did not petition for a throat to open wide as the pouch of a pelican, nor a voice to ring from it more crisply than 1,000 copper bells. You did not invite the hands that hold the pen that cannot back down from the righteous rhyme. You are every ancient curse, and by them we are blessed. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, everyone. Please unmute yourself. Give it up from Mariana Taft. Yay!
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Nice
Oh
poetry
yeah,
day to you
nice
too.
delivery,
Like smooth as.
If somebody wants to reach out and do
that was,
I could maybe try and learn to score
level.
some of your poems on this thing here if you want to call and practice. I would love to do that. It'd have to be.
DC is offering himself to accompany you on his keyboard / piano. So that was amazing. Thank you so much, Marianne. It's good to hear what days other countries celebrate. I did not know that was in the UK. I do remember, and I looked it up just to make sure I got it right. When I watched one of the talk shows this morning in the United States here, the host told us that it's National Do Something Nice Day in the United States. I don't know who comes up with all these days. And I think we're all doing something nice because we're all here in the online open mic, encouraging each other and listening to fine poetry like we just heard from Mariana. So thank you so much for Mariana. We see you next week again. All right, coming up next is somebody I know from other organizations, I believe from Fincapulary and the Poetry Global Network, but he has found his way here at sometimes to the New Rican Poets Cafe. Keith, I hope you're there. I'm trying to unmute you. Maybe you're on and up. I think you're coming here. Let me see. Are you coming up? The video. And here we go. Keith, thank you so much for coming back and for becoming one of our latest mainstays here. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then go ahead. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
Thank you so much, Ron, for that gracious introduction. Actually, I'm a virgin. This is my very first time on a Thursday night. Only my second time at New York. I've been trying to get on for a while, Anyway, here I am. Thank you, Finn Bell. So he would have been laughing. I was frantically trying to whittle down one of my 5-minute poems to 3 minutes. And I couldn't kill enough of my darlings to do that. So I'm going to do something. It's my only 3-minute poem. I have to learn how to write shorter poems, but I really want to share this anyway, because it's a poem that captures my experience in the United States and my culture. So it starts, I am in agony. I am almost 7 years old. My class at my almost all-white grade school in Fresno, California, must draw a self-portrait. I can't finish my drawing. Each time I draw my face, I erase. I start and erase. Again and again, I am filled with shame for what I see staring back at me is my Chinese face. You see, when the Gestapo boots of every kid in the Ching Chong Chinaman parade goose steps on a tender young throat, it grinds a lasting heel print, a black and blue bruise of self-hate. And it was my Chinese eyes I felt the most ashamed of. They say the eyes are a mirror to the soul. That is to say, like a mirror, they reflect the person looking into them. Did the kids mock my eyes without ever seeing their own cruelty? Do we mock others today without ever seeing our own reflection? Today, we turn a blind eye to the immense power of a tongue wielded like a scythe that lacerates the heart with words that maim. Shame and humiliation. I didn't know those were the words for the feelings I had. What I did know was that I felt a hot flush in my face when I looked at the face I had drawn. Before I quickly erased it, what I did know was that I covered it up when anyone walked by. What I did know was that I didn't want to face my face, this face of mine. I so wished I could replace. A sad reminder of my lack of place. In the end, the drawing I turned in had the eyes and face of a little white boy. You see, after all that erasing, I had erased myself. And what I want to tell you was that I was erasing much more than my face that day. I was erasing the beauty of who I was. I was erasing my history, my culture. I was erasing my love of my mother's Chinese cooking. I was erasing my appreciation for my hardworking father, who didn't look like the heroes in the movies. I despaired that we could ever be the heroes in our own stories. And what I want to tell you was that this was just the beginning of my complete erasure, the beginning of a lifelong struggle to love myself as I am, with my rich, golden, amber, honey butter skin, to love myself with this face I once saw in a museum atop a proud terracotta warrior, and to love myself with these eyes, my beautiful obsidian eyes that tell the tale of my ancestors. This story is an old friend pointing to where my healing lies. I know now this shame isn't something I was meant to keep. We were not meant to stay wounded. We were meant to be poems across the sky. I stand strong and proud. I look the world square in the eye with these eyes. I never told my story to anyone. My story insists I tell all of you now. Thank you for listening.
Ooh, so powerful, powerful. In the gallery review, everyone is applauding. That was amazing, amazing, Keith. We needed to hear that. Yes, we don't want to erase, who we are, and it is so difficult. This was amazing. It was close to 5 minutes, but I know how hard it is to I love what you said, get rid of your darlings, because I remember learning that too in poetry class, how difficult it is to eliminate some of the words, but I'm glad we got to hear them. And you know what, see, this is my dyslexia. I thought you've been a few more times to the New Regan Poets Cafe online, but no, it's been at the other on open mics I've seen you, and right, yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Just once.
Just once, at the Monday. I did not realize that. So, but now you made it to both Mondays and Thursdays, and I hope, and you may have heard others who say that means you're going to now have to come each and every Monday and Thursday, as long as your schedule allows. Because I know your time zone is a little bit, different than here. But thank you. We needed to hear that. That was powerful. Thank you so much, Keith. Please follow him. We're going to keep hearing him, and he also performs at many other open mics at other organizations. And just to reiterate on what La Brua and Elemental, our Monday and Thursday night hosts, say, that this is not the only place you can get your poetry, your songs, your comedy, your stories. We encourage each other to attend many of the other organizations that we know: BWOMS, Poetry Global Network, Word is Right, Art in the Basin, Art Defined. I know that they do many workshops. Fincapulary. There are so many places. Please support them. Go to them. Say hi from us there, and then keep coming back here. We want all of you, but we want you to be at other online open mics as well. So thank you for this. That was amazing. All right, coming up next is somebody I definitely know has been here many times, both in person at the cafe and online, and I am going to predict he has no problems getting his poem to 3 minutes or less, and it may just be because of his flowish style and performance. That's why he has been nicknamed Captain Flow. Daniel Fernandez, welcome back to the online open mic. You know the drill. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The next 3 minutes are all yours. Go ahead.
Hello, I put all my information in the chat, and today I have low-key a surprise. So I'm actually not going to perform one, I'm going to perform 10 small ones. And they are all pankus, actually. So half of them would be micro pankus and the other half are regular pankus. And I actually have them all in the same note, so that way I don't need to jump back and forth. I will just jump straight into it. After reading the 10, I should still be under the 3 minutes. And these are how it goes. How ironic. We work diligently, but ironically gratifying someone else's dream. Set and setting. In order to trip safely, consider set and setting. Trees. Trees help us all breathe, but we butcher them. Why fight? Why fight myself if I'm the one in charge? Fubbing. Fubbing is the downfall of relationships and future dreams. Regrets. I walk with the shadows of regret. Do you? The house of magic. Illusions within every step in the house of magic. Mirrors are portals, so be careful when looking around. Doors open and close viciously as if it's problematic. Maybe I am hallucinating and that amplifies the sounds. Mushrooms are grown here, and trust me, they're organic. I ate a few and the feeling is profound. The walls change color unless you're in the attic. The floor is breathing and suddenly I become aroused. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Rules of love. Here are the rules of love. Pay close attention. Follow your heart. Sometimes you never know the direction. Respect your partner because stress can manipulate their discretion. Be careful with your words. Don't satisfy a confession. Always be honest. It always leaves a good impression. Be patient. If not, clearly you are chasing perfection. Anger will arise, which should vanish after a conversation. Never seek someone else's comfort, even with great intentions. If rules are not followed thoroughly, don't expect redemption. The man I once was. I confess, I'm not the person I once was, manifesting efficiency as I become lazy like a slug, writing my life down along the way just because. Numbing reality helps me understand the use of drugs. Sorrow goes on vacation while relaxed from a buzz. Depression is seasonal chaos unless it's in my blood. Contaminating virtue by killing the man who couldn't love, molding personalities to prosper as if made by mud, learning life and gaining wisdom while starving for trust. And the last one, parked. Outside of parked. Outside my job, exhausted from the long night before, near the sidewalk before I stagger out the door, close to a church that poisons approval, then implore, next to a building where help is often ignored, in front of a bank with checks to endorse, miles away from society where freedom is frequently explored, nearby a school where lessons are learned by force, alongside a coffee shop, nervous and afraid to perform. In my mind, I conceal my thoughts to reinforce. Thank you.
Oh my God. And guess what? Exactly at the 3-minute. Wow. Okay, everyone, please give the flowers to Mr. Daniel Fernandez. Amazing.
Straight fire, straight dope, straight flow, straight Mr. Flow. Word. Yes, that was dope, man.
Thank you.
That was dope, man.
I love it. Yes, I love it. And you know what I love also that we keep encouraging. So for those who may not remember, Penkus is the style of poetry that Penlissy came up with. I helped her with the name, but she came up with the actual style itself, and she has taught it and inspired and motivate others here to write and read. And this is just amazing, how we do this amongst each other here. So thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Dad Penlissy, for coming up with this. And you know what? I'm going to predict something. I'm going to put something in the universe. Since we're encouraging each other, by the end of the year, we're all going to play either a piano, a keyboard, or a guitar, like some of our musicians here, and then we're going to hear more poems from them instead, though. So this is just my prediction, just making some jokes. Yeah, okay. All right. On that note, we have reached the halfway point, so I'm going to quickly share my screen to remind everyone that we are in the online open mic on Thursdays, which is normally hosted by the New Rican Poets Cafe's executive director, La Bruja. She wasn't able to make it this evening. She's a little bit under the weather. She hosted a wonderful open mic in person in the cafe yesterday. She took care of some huge errands and equipment, things that we had to get done in the cafe in Manhattan today. And this weekend, she's going to be on Saturday in 2 different performances in the cafe. And on Sunday, she will represent the cafe at a street festival on the outside. So thank you, La Brua, for being our fearless leader here. Thank you for allowing me to be the guest host today. Thank you for allowing Elemental to help me on the back end as the tech assistant. And please come back next week, everyone. Sign up for next week again, and we will have La Brua back once she feels better. Mondays, we also do the Monday night online open mic hosted by Elemental. He's going to tell you in a few minutes what that will be about. And we have one more current online show, which is Beatniks Online. It's not weekly, it's monthly, usually on the first Wednesday of the month, which happened to be yesterday. And we did live stream it and record it yesterday. Let me go to the next slide for this here, though. That one was in honor of the Hispanic Heritage Month, which is a few more days till the 15th next week. Miriam, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it due to a family emergency yesterday. So instead, we heard from Delaney and Jose Joaquin Garcia, Both of them brought extra poems, and Jose even performed 2 songs, one on his own and one with a fellow musician. If you for any reason missed it, I know Elemental was able to join us yesterday, but if anyone else missed it, just go to the New Regan Poets Cafe's Facebook page, Twitter feed, or YouTube channel, and you can play a bit back there. It's less than an hour, so go ahead and check it out. In person for the rest of the month until we close the cafe, we will continue to do the on-site open mic on Mondays, hosted by Rice Felicia and Supreme. They are alternating on different Mondays. Wednesdays, starting next week again, the regular Wednesday night poetry slam at 8 p.m. Next week on the 11th, and the last one in the cafe on the 25th will be hosted by the Bee, and in between on October 18th will be hosted by J Rose. Friday nights for the next 4 weeks, we have Jive hosting the Friday night slam. The winner of the Wednesday night poetry slam goes on to compete in the Friday night slam. That is at 10 p.m. in the cafe, and followed by the Twilight open room open mic hosted by Showway right after the Friday night slam. So it's a little after midnight, on Saturday morning. This week also, one last time in the current building and in the New Regan Poets Cafe before we close it, will be the ASL Slam, American Sign Language. If you are in the city and you have not yet had a chance to stop by and attend one of their programs, it is amazing. If you do not know American Sign Language, don't worry, there will be a verbal translator in the cafe who will, through the microphone, verbally translate what the ASL poets perform. So again, very powerful. After we close the building, they will continue monthly at the Bowery Poetry Club, which is a few blocks from the cafe. So check them out. Also this week, I mentioned it, Block Party Saturday, October 7th, 2 to 6 p.m. by the Loy Cider Center in the Lower East Side, right in front of the cafe, East 3rd Street in Manhattan. And because they happen to be in front of our cafe, we will be providing a stage and a table. So if you've never been to the New Regan Poets Cafe, that'll be the day. You can check them out, and there will be so many other exciting things at the party for kids, for families, for adults, treats, food, vendors, everything that you can imagine. So come on out for this. Amnesty International will be also on that day in the cafe, 1 to 4 p.m. The banned books program where many performers, including Labrour, and I believe also Stephanie, the youth poet laureate, and the Bee, one of our hosts. They are also on the featured performers list. We will be reading from banned books, and obviously we don't want more banned books. We want to ban less, and that's why we're here on our online open mics, to anti-banning basically. And that evening, Saturday, October 7, Rome Neal from our board of directors will return. He will be celebrating the 20th anniversary of his Banana Pudding jazz band. He will also bring banana pudding, and we will be reflecting on the life of the late Ron Cephas Jones, an actor who has been pretty active in the New Regan Poets Cafe before the pandemic as well. And then next weekend, Saturday, October 14, 4 p.m., a documentary film from the 70s will be shown because it features the old New Regan Poets Cafe and Miguel Algorin. So we will be rescreening this documentary film in the cafe. Come on and check it out. That's 4 p.m. followed by our karaoke and vocal open mic, independent music or karaoke, 8 p.m. hosted by Paul Congasso. Saturday, October 14th, 8 p.m. Only $5 to get in. Please join us. The following weekend, Labrour will be returning one last time to present her one-woman show from Puerto Rico. She wrote and will be performing in her own stage play Saturday, October 21st, 7 p.m. One night only, before we close the cafe. Then we have Jazz Korea, Thursday, October 26th. As Al will be working in the tech booth that evening, so Elemental will be helping out on the tech assistant side for the online open mic again. So thank you already in advance, Elemental. Come on and join us. Tickets are also only $5. And Kenny, our bartender, will be preparing Zangria, and that's why we called it Jazzgria. Followed by Sunday, October 29th, 7 p.m., Salsa Jam, the last Salsa Jam in the New Regan Poets Cafe before the construction in the evening. This is the old flyer. I'm going to replace it by next week with the new flyer. And then you heard some of us mention it already, the 50th anniversary custom ball. October 31st is the Halloween and the 50th anniversary of the New Regan Poets Cafe, and it is the last day we will be open for in-person events before we need to shut down the current building and start the 3-year reconstruction. If you are in the New York City area, bring your kids. 4 to 7 p.m. we will have a haunted house. That one is free. Then we're going to close, redo the inside, and we're going to prepare 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. the big show. That one is ticketed. You can get tickets here and on our online calendar. La Brua will be hosting. We will have performances, prizes. We're gonna, celebrate with champagne. We're gonna have music, DJ. I think we're gonna have DJ Paco from Fridays joining us. I will confirm that. And yeah, check. This will be the last time you will be able to see us in person in the current New Regan Poets Cafe. For all those and any other online and in-person events, go to newregan.org, click on full events calendar, choose the date and time, get your tickets. If you want to be added to our mailing list, many of you may have gotten the email that our program team assistant Jasmine sent out earlier today for us, reminding us of the upcoming program this weekend, as well as our regular weekly and monthly program. So if you're not yet on the mailing list, you didn't receive an email from the New Regan Poets Cafe today, if you're on one of our live streams right now, just pause it, scan the code, and for the Zoom participants here, I will put that in the chat. And here are all of our links again, social media platforms, website. I put La Brua's Instagram handle, Elementals, our link tree. If you want to donate, go to newregan.org, contribute. I will put that in the Zoom chat as well. But let me take a quick break so I can get some water, which is a great time for Elemental to let you know, to remind you that Thursdays is not the only day of the week that we have an online open mic here at the New Regan Poets Cafe. But we also have a Monday night online open mic. He's going to tell you what's coming up, and then he's going to introduce our next performer. Elemental, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for helping us out on the back end again. Really appreciate you.
Of course. What's good, Ron? Listen, it has been a great night so far. Shout out every poet who has touched the mic so far and everyone still to come. We truly appreciate all your energy. It really is y'all who make this thing go. As you mentioned, I am Elemental, host of the hypest night of the week, which is Monday night online open mic. We have a theme every week. This week, my apologies on the mix-up, but this week we're going to be looking at Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day, which some people are still dealing with the other thing, right? We know what it used to be, and some people are still going over that, right? But this is what we're going to be dealing with, right? Freedom's true voice, right? What is the sound of freedom's true voice, right? So bring your poems. Of course, you have poetic license to flip it anyway. You don't necessarily have to be on theme. We still look forward to all of your incredible artistry that you want to share with us, all right? But for the moment, we are still rocking on the Thursday night. All right. Again, thank all of y'all for hanging out with us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're rocking with us. So we appreciate that. All right. So let's bring up the next poet. Right. I know this cat from Monday because he gets down so very hard. Right. He is a lyricist amongst lyricists, and he does it and does it and does it well. The one and only Kazi Kaz in the building this evening. Man, it is always good to see you, right? Good to see you on this other side of Monday night, too. Hope that you got something. I know that you got something bananas. So please let these folks know what it is, man. Take it away.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for having me on here, man, for real. So, as y'all know, I left off last time with the letters V of my alphabet. So, tonight, I shall give you the rest, the letters W, X, Y, and Z. So, Without further ado, I present to you W, X, Y, and Z. Whenever we willingly withstand the wily woeful wailings which wantonly whiny worry warts warringly whisper, well-worded wisdom is warrantedly welcome. Wise and worthy whistle-blowing wizards wisely warn the wearily worn whilst wretchedly wasteful worms wrongly withhold wages. Now wide wandering weeping willows do wonderfully whistle whimsically windy wooings while warmly winking and waving at winter's wiltingly weathered wrath. But weakly I'm weak and wondrously wondering who would willfully want to welchingly waste what we're so wealthily worth. I wish to wrestle with this wily wail of a wryly weakening wrong, whether I win or not. Now, Xena, the xylophonically xenophobically Xerox, Xavier's and Xerxes' X-rated Xanax-inspired X-rays, making Xanthium and Xenon the xylophonic Xanadus. Yet yakety-yakking your litza and yet yapping Yolanda over yonder, yelled yawningly because yammering yachties yokishly yellowish yacht is yeastly yellower than yin yang's yellow yaw. Now, yes, youthfully Yuletide yesterdays, yearnfully yell for yesteryear's young yo-yoing youth, yokelessly yodeling yokels, yearly yielding to yokoishly yelping yetis in Yellowstone and Yosemite. Yikes. But for years, I have yen for Yesenia's a Yankees' yummy yogurtly yams at yoga. And oh yeah, Yanni? Yo. But lastly, zestily zany zigzagging zebras, zenly zippity doo-dying in Zimbabwe, Zanzibar, Zambia, and Zaire are zippily zoomed into zealously zoned zoos by Zumba zealous Zulus and zephyriously zenithing zeppelins zipping over Zion with Zeus, Zorro, Zach, and Jaja. So now that y'all know my ABCs, hopefully next time y'all say it with me. Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my, hold on. I'll let everyone know how I feel, but everyone else, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Cozy Cos. Wow.
My God, I had two
Jaja,
that
though.
related to me. You say Zimbabwe, you say Zulus. Yeah, Zulu to the death. Yeah.
Wasn't sure how
Zulu
much
to
gas
the
you would
death.
have once you got to that. Once you got to the last, but man, you did not disappoint. That was all the way fine.
Man, I heard that whole alphabet.
Yes,
You missed-
yes.
You missed some contour.
Ah, tell him, Mike. Tell him, Mike. Tell him, Mike.
Let me mute everyone. Wow. That is
My bad.
Oh my goodness! I love it. No, cause this was amazing. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. You know, yeah, you're very welcome. You know, we're gonna hear from Secondo in a few minutes though, but I never knew that there were so many words that you can make out of Y and X, you know, so let that be a lesson to any school kid, like, oh, I don't know, you know, like, no, there you can, if there is a will, there is a way you can find, you know, words. So, and I'm going to go to whoever's in charge of the English language, I guess in the UK somewhere. Can they invent a few more letters? Because we don't want this to end here. We want more letters. We want Cozy to give us more letters, you know, which, you know, by the way, there are other languages though, you know, and there are other letters in other languages. So I'm just saying though, Cozy, that was amazing. And you inspired others. Like I believe it was Daniel on Monday or another Thursday that did in an alliteration poem. So I think we all need to, you know, get motivated by this and do that. Thank you so much, Cozy. That is amazing. I'm just babbling on because, like, you know, wow. Okay, before I get into any trouble, let's move on to our next performer, Catman. Bill, also thank you again, Elemental. Follow him, you know, on Monday. He'll be back on Monday night with the theme, but as he said, you do not have to write to the theme. You're welcome to bring any other poem poetry if you want to. Thank you again, Elemental, for helping out on the background, on the back end. But coming up next is Catman Bill, another mainstay here on Thursdays, and I think we've seen him on a few Mondays as well. Catman, how are you today? You know the drill. Let everyone know where we may follow you, if we can follow you, and then go ahead. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
I'm on YouTube under Catman Bill, Hartford, Connecticut, my songs. So what I'd like you to do is remember the name Anton Zumba. He was the lead ranger at the Tumbavati Reserve in South Africa. His duties were to train other rangers, as well as to guard rhinos and bring poachers to justice. To quote, "What I'm doing, I'm not doing for my own sake. I'm doing this for the world, for my children's children, so that one day, when I hang my boots, when I retire, when I die, they're going to enjoy wildlife." Last year, the poachers made an example of him and shot him to death in front of his house. So this continues and will not end until it ends. And I wanted to perform the song that I wrote a few years ago in my efforts to try to encourage certain people to turn marches, global marches, into global concerts. Sing for the elephants, for their matriarchal clans. We need a ban on ivory. We don't need this in our hands. The poacher cuts the rhino's face to sell for some manly gain. The savagery continues. It's time to end their game. Sing out from Connecticut and across the USA. Sing out from Sri Lanka. It's time to end this pain. We'll march in the daylight, make music in the night. Help us end this tragedy. Sing out for their lives. Sing out from Tokyo and under the hot Nairobi sun. Sing out from Toronto, united all as one. Sing for the elephants, for their matriarchal clan. We need a ban on ivory, but we don't need this in our hands. Sing out from Sydney, Hong Kong and Rome. Sing out from Sao Paulo and bring the message home. We can lift up our voices, both large and small. If we sing together, we'll surely meet the call. Sing out from London, Mumbai and Moscow. Sing out from Cape Town and Buenos Aires too. Sing for the elephants, for their matriarchal plan. We need a ban on ivory, we don't need this in our hands. The poacher cuts the rhino's face to sell for some manly gain. The savagery continues, it's time to end their game. Sing out for the elephants, for their matriarchal clan. We need a ban on ivory, we don't need this in our hands. We don't need this in our hands. Thank you.
Thank you. That was again very powerful. That many of us may not be aware of, what is going on with the poaching, and so thanks to songs and poetry and storytelling, we are made aware of it. So Catman Bill, I appreciate it. It was over 4 minutes long, so I'm going to move on to the next performer, but don't let that hold you back. Please keep coming back every Thursday, and do show up on some of the Mondays as well, if you can make it though. But I'm glad we have you here on Thursdays. Powerful song, love it. Guitar Thursdays, hashtag Guitar Thursdays, some of us have started calling Thursdays. That was a wonderful and powerful song. Loved it. All right, let us move on to our next performer. We're going to go a little further north from Connecticut, from Catmanville. We're going to go to Maine, where we're going to hear from Generalissimo Brian Franco. He hosts his own open mic every other Monday at The Word Is Right. Brian, so happy to have you back. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The floor is all yours. Go ahead.
I will put everything in the chat afterwards, Ron, and I'll read a brand new poem that I wrote today. There's no title yet. In the Appalachian town of Cleveland, Georgia, across the street and less than a mile from the mile-long dirt road that led to the Jewish summer camp I worked at the summer after my senior year, was another dirt road that led to a field with a circuit-sized tent. At the entrance to the road was a hand-painted sign on 2 4x8 pieces of plywood joined together on the back with 2x4s that read, "Revival" and "Jesus loves you." One morning on my day off, instead of turning right toward the Hardee's, where I get a ham biscuit or cinnamon raisin biscuits with a large orange juice, I turned left, then turned right onto the road to the Revival tent. There were over 3 dozen cars parked in the field. I parked the silver blue Cutlass station wagon my brother Paul and I drove up from Mobile, Alabama just over a month prior. It was over 90 degrees outside. As I sat in the car with the AC running, I contemplated sitting silently in the back row of folding chairs I assumed were in the tent. I imagined a middle-aged preacher wearing khakis, a button-down collared dress shirt, and a bow tie with no blazer, preaching and pacing back and forth, interacting with the congregation. He'd walk up to an elderly woman with a walker, sitting next to her daughter, mentioning how Jesus still makes miracles happen, whilst quoting a powerful passage of scripture. Then he'd address the daughter, "What if your mama could walk as if her arthritis never was?" Then he'd place 2 hands atop her mom's head and yell, "If you have faith in our Savior, walk now without your walker." At that moment, she'd grab her daughter's hand, then the preacher's hand, raise to her feet, walk down the aisle to the pulpit and scream, "Praise Jesus!" I hoped to witness people talking in tongues after talking to the preacher about their life turmoils. I never exited my car for fear the preacher would want to talk to me. Would I feel compelled to tell him I was Jewish? Would I feel compelled to tell him I was in denial about being gay because I had yet had the opportunity to act on it, but there was no doubt in my heart it was my truth? Would the preacher feel compelled to cure me of something incurable that did not need to be cured? Would he be compelled to lay hands on my head and expect me to either talk in tongues and or possibly denounce my sinful past? Instead, I put Hotter Than July in the cassette deck, drove away, and for the first time in my life, I not only ordered both a ham biscuit and cinnamon raisin biscuits, but I also tried coffee. Thank you.
Wow. Even though we weren't able to see him, but, we heard it, new poem, amazing. And the way he read it and performed it. Everyone, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Generalissimo Brian Franco. Yay.
Yep, that's a great one.
The general never disappoints.
No, he does not. Never.
The general has metaphors for war. That's it.
Always brave. Always courageous.
Yeah. For sure.
It always makes you hungry.
Yeah, with them delicious recipes.
That is true. That is true. Yes. Thank you so much, Brian. Please, in the chat, he's going to put where you may follow him, go and, participate in his open mic that he runs. And there's no conflict because his on Mondays, every other Monday, is before the New Regan's online open mic. So that way you don't have to worry about, trying to choose, you can choose both. Thank you so much, Brian. That was amazing. We love, new poems from you, and that was just another wonderful thing. All right, on my list, just to make sure I got everyone correctly, I have coming up next Abraham, then Joski. Oh, and then we would be at the good luck round, some Konto. If for any reason I forgot to add anyone, if I didn't listen to Elemental, he gave me some. Oh yeah, you know what? Yes, because see, I'm already getting confused. No, we're gonna then Princey, Bill, and Celeste. So we do have a few more. See, I'm catching myself before Elemental can say anything though. But coming up next is going back to the West Coast. Abram, I want to just double check, since this is my second time guest hosting. Do I pronounce your last name Kimani? Is that correct? Is that the correct pronunciation?
That's correct.
Okay, well, welcome back, Abram Kimani. You know the drill. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
Yeah, so I'm battling a sore throat right now, so I'm gonna do the best I can. But you guys can find me on Instagram at The Righteous Poet, spelled WRITEOUS POET, and you can find me by my namesake on Facebook. And I'm gonna share two with you guys that I'm sure I can get out the way in 3 minutes. This first one is called Banana Finger. My banana can best be described as a banger with 5 fingers. A thumb that goes up to pursue an intimate covenant with love, relying on my index to locate the pages of her erogenous zones. A middle finger to loosen the tightened screws of her peach, to place a ring inside her box she can proudly wear for life. And a pinky to solemnly swear I will always be faithful through thick and thin, for better or worse, in sickness and health, for richer or poorer, because I know for a fact, though at times we will not be on the same page in our book, every time love puts my banana in her mouth to taste commitment, she will say, it is finger looking good. For soothing her with my thumb, keeping promises made by my pinky, that in moments of blindness, when we do not see eye to eye, my index will find love in the middle, restoring the vision of my ring to be a golden gem year-round, with a wealth of loyalty given generously, unconditionally. And this second one is called Christian. If the word Christ is crossed out of his holy name, then he will be renamed Jesus X. An ordained minister in the Nation of Islam who dare not preach a message to his disciples to blindly turn the other cheek when struck by the hand of oppression. He would not be the sacrificial lamb who tells the enslaved masses to be obedient to their masters as he is being led to the slaughter for crucifixion in the nation of Israel. But for those of us who profess to be Christians, believers in his resurrection, followers of his teachings, holding ourselves to the expectation of being like Christ, we should break down the meaning of the word Christian. If we substitute Christ with the letter X, take out the letters I and A, replace them with a hyphen, keep the letter N at the end to be used as an acronym, then we are identifying ourselves as ex-niggers, born again Africans, once blinded, deafened, desensitized by the forces of ignorance, but have now widely opened our eyes, ears, hearts, and minds to see the light of knowledge, hear the wisdom of our ancestors, feel the power of their Holy Spirits living in our bodies, guiding us through our divine mission and vision to liberate ourselves from bondage and create a new earth in the image of heaven.
Okay, powerful, powerful. Let me just make sure that was that the second and last, or did you have
That was
another
the
one?
last one. Yeah.
Okay, then everybody in this case, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Abraham Kimani. Powerful, powerful.
Dope, dope,
Yeah.
dope, 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 dope,
Everything
dope.
about God
Yes.
is good with me.
Yes.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And especially that first one, that banana one, that was whoo, whoo, that was fire, yo. That was fire, man. Word.
Both those pieces, and yet that second one really made me think, as you were like, let's take away this, that, and this letter, and then you were going into territory. I'm like, oh my goodness, but nope, this is why we're here on the online open mic. We needed to hear that, so thank you for this, Abram. Keep coming back. We love you. We love to have you here. Really appreciate you. Thanks for zooming in and reading for us. All right, coming up next, we're going to stay on the West Coast, go a little further north, and we're going to have Joski, who usually sings, and I think I see him with his guitar. Last week when I guest hosted, he read us a poem, which was actually great because we so seldom get to hear a poem. He probably thought that Labua would return today. She was supposed to return, so I'm sorry to disappoint you, Joski, but hey, I see your guitar. Let's hear what you bring today, and I hope my mic sounds a little bit better today. I changed my audio settings in Zoom. I hope it's better. If not, the next few minutes are all yours. We're here to hear you.
Okay, hey Ron, thank you. This is something I wrote quite a while ago, actually. Ike was talking about shoes. This is called Someone's Shoes. Seems like time keeps rushing by so fast. We catch our breath and then the moments pass. These strong feelings, they were meant to last. With you beside me, wish I could share with everyone. Wish all this greed could be undone. Would part the clouds and find the sun is shining. So many, many, many nights go by. So many people so alone they cry. Don't it make you stop and wonder why? There's so much sorrow unless you walk in someone's shoes. You cannot understand that blues. Time to return some love that you have borrowed. If faith is a light, I'm blind as the night, wondering where you are. If hope is a flame out here in the rain, you don't help me. For everyone now feeling safe and warm, there is another outside in the storm. Look inside wanting eyes, there is a warning of tomorrow. Unless you walk in someone's shoes, you cannot understand that blues. Time to return some love that you have borrowed. These fragile heartbeats measure all our days, till some tomorrow steals our breath away. In this eternal love you'll always stay inside of my heart. Wish I could share with everyone. Wish all this greed could be undone. Would part the clouds and find the sun is shining.
Beautiful, beautiful. Everyone, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Josie.
Ooh, yeah.
You're always a bright
Yes,
spot
yes,
to our
yes.
week, Josie.
Awesome, man.
My
Awesome.
man always
Awesome.
done, Joski. Nicely
always
done, man.
delivers with
Lovely.
the
Awesome.
essence of
Awesome.
music.
Awesome. Awesome.
The essence of music, the rhythm, the love.
A nice
Mm.
jazzy vibe.
I think that's one of my favorites of your songs.
Thank you so much.
I don't even need to say anything. Your fellow performers, attendees, participants, friends, community members here are telling you, you know, so that is amazing. That is so many powerful pieces we heard today. This was one other powerful song. Unless you walk in someone else's shoe. Yeah, that is powerful. Thank you, Joski. Keep bringing those. And I believe I'm waiting for you, and I believe it's Catman Bill who usually give us songs about that certain ex-president. There are so many things going on with him lately in New York City, and I think today I heard he wants to be the temporary Speaker of the House. You know, like so. I can't wait for whatever either one of you will bring about that. You know, but in the meantime, we're gonna hear powerful songs, just as is the one we just heard now. Thank you, Joski. That was beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're gonna go to another powerful performer, poet, Principe Gaiti Jr. Welcome back, Principe. Yes, you are here. I'm so glad you made it back here Mondays and Thursdays. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then the floor is all yours.
And my name, Principe. I will be reading 3 poems. First poem is called Only in My Mind. As I walk through the unsanitized mind, I envision myself to be a naughty night, sexually tearing into a wretched maiden who lost in misery, now feeling pleasure, terror ripping, hurling love on her, making her wet sanctuary purr, catapulting the mind to another galaxy, reaching the pinnacle with us, absorbing our energies. We become one, then. The second poem is called Blinded by Love. Love is a spell not yet casted on me. If such a thing is to happen, may it not blind me from the truth. When the heart wants what the heart wants what it wants, I become blinded by the light and revved up like a douche. I run against the night. When the light hits like a vampire, my eyes are blinded. Soon enough, truth becomes a realigned train track to keep me from the trap. This new one is finished one today. And I will remain alone, so too quiet to attach to others, too much of a withdrawn man to capture attention. Not to mention my eyes speak volumes like my actions. Actions that rather than secure them, make you say, forever I go on as an enigma. I'd rather be single than a stress single mess. I grew up a screw, picture frame that's not properly framed, like Murder, She Wrote. That same composition had a mother and a grandmother. So can I know what love got to do with it? Love the way my life sits in the front view. Sometimes, some time plus freedom equal peace. I'd rather my body rest in catacomb with my peace attached, like Egyptians with gold. A lonely soul I will be. Poem.
Wow, beautiful. So many powerful messages. Everyone, please unmute yourself. Principe, Kaiti Jr.
Oh, he always has the greatest pen. Like he writes great with that pen. Keep
Yes.
using it. Keep using it.
Short and sweet, something that I have not learned yet myself, as many of you know. So I definitely have to get to this point. But yes, we are impressed of, I love the metaphors, that you brought up, and some of the lines though, and a new one that you just wrote today in your journal. And I'm gonna try this myself. I do perform on stage, in the cafe and other places, in front of a mic. But yeah, that's one thing. In front of an online open mic, I need to stand up one of these days. So that, Principe will keep inspiring me to do that. Thank you so much, Principe, for continuing to support and coming back here every Monday and Thursdays. We love you. Keep writing and keep reading to us what you wrote. Thank you. All right, coming up next, Bill Eikens, another musician, another wonderful performer here who keeps coming back mostly on Thursdays. I can't wait what he brought today. Bill, how are you today? You know the drill. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then the floor is all yours. Welcome back, Bill Elkins. Let's see. Unmute, unmute, unmute.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Here we
Hi,
go.
everybody.
Yay.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Midwestern Bill. Anyway, even I'm from the Midwest, but I've been on the West Coast for many years now. Anyway, I like to do an original. It's one that I've done here once in a while. It's called Ode to My Jane Doe. It's about somebody that I knew when I was young who really helped me. It was at a coffee house in east side of Milwaukee called the Avant-Garde Cafe. It was a coffee house where they had played blues, poetry, folk music, things of that nature. And this woman who was a few years older than me kind of gave me the support I needed to get started. I hope you like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. In January. Okay. It's my recording. Here we go.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to ask you to turn. Is your original sound settings, is that on?
Oh,
Because
yeah, it went off again.
I know that's one of these Zoom things.
It's on now.
Okay. Yep. Now we can hear it. Okay. Once again, here's Bill Elkins. Go ahead.
Where is your spirit now, dear friend? Now that you're no longer here, a spirit that pushed me to sing my song with honesty and cheer. You gave a damn and believed in me in spite of my youth. I sang your song at the Avant-Garde, but you weren't there to hear. Like a wayward checker on a chessboard, I went through the motions with fear. As I heard myself singing that fateful night, my eyes welled up with tears. 'Cause my sixth sense told me that something dreadful happened to you. You excited me and frightened me, mystical dark angel so true. You saw something in me I couldn't see or thought I could do. I was a babe in the woods, a diamond in your rough. You would often say, you took me under your wing, helped me believe in myself, but you are dead today. Oh, you are dead today. Where is your spirit now, dear friend? Now that you're no longer here, you were my folk singer hero, with a voice so beautiful and true. You called yourself Flash, not your given name, Mary, the hip thing to do in those days. So you will remain Jane Doe in death, as I sardonically called you in life. But your name no longer matters. Your songs will no longer be sung. Those dark demons you suppressed by day finally got you in the night. So goodbye, sweet Jane, you died tragically and way too goddamn young. Goodbye, sweet Jane, you died tragically and way too goddamn young. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And luckily, because this is not the first time we heard this song, she will always be in our minds, and she did not die, forgotten. We will remember her. So the beautiful song. Everyone, please unmute yourself. That's amazing.
That is some beautiful storytelling.
Thank
you, Bill. And such stories need to be told. And thank you for sharing that with us. One love, and may she forever rise in power.
She was a big
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Somkondo, for that. Yes, Bill, thank you so much for this, and yes, we will never tire hearing songs that we have heard before, and this is one of my favorite songs of yours. So thank you. And I'm glad we got to hear your guitar. Yeah, keep beating the Zoom. We're gonna get this tech, all the stuff though. So thank you so much, Bill Eikens. On that note, good segue. The next performer would have been Rodney Brown or Brown Rodnea. I just checked the inbox, and Rodnea did say that unfortunately they did not have the technology to join tonight. They're going to try to join us another week. So Brown Rodnea, and we're going to find out how to pronounce your name correctly the next time. Please join us if you're watching this on one of the live streams. If you sign up again in the next weeks, we will welcome you in our space here. So that means we are down to the last two for tonight. The last on our guaranteed list is Celeste, who just moved back to the East Coast. We met her online at the open mic. She's been at the cafe before the pandemic, and I got the chance to see her in person a few weeks ago. We got a chance to talk about other poetry and writing and performance ideas. So I'm glad you're back, Celeste. You know the drill by now. Let everyone know where we may follow you, where we may buy your book that you already have out, and then the floor is all yours. Welcome back.
Thank you, Ron. Hi, everybody. It's nice to be with you again on another Thursday. My new chapbook is called Come Back For Me, and it's on Bottle Cap Press, and that just came out in August. The easiest way to follow me and find all my stuff is through Linktree. So if you just go on Linktree and look for This Is Celeste, and that's me. I have two short pieces for you that I'm sort of like reintroducing into stuff and I've been playing around with. The first one is called Machine. I would get angry, but your machine eats flesh, especially when it's flesh like mine. I would say no, but your machine translates taut muscle into yielding flesh, especially when it's flesh like mine. I would say unfair, but your machine stitches numbers into skin, especially when it's skin like mine. I would ask for help, but your machine makes examples out of bone, especially when they're bones like mine. I would believe I don't have much time left, but your machine thinks I'm immortal, especially on screens like mine. And on newsprint and screens, your machine cranks out worry that clings to hair like mine. What story used to be, the air that fanned our first fires, I would believe story makes people turn your machine, but your machine turns story into people, becoming what they read, becoming what they say, not becoming what they think. So I believe it's thought that undoes ink, and I believe you dread the power of the mind, thinking the right thoughts because your machine breaks down easy, especially when it's on thoughts like mine. That's the first one. And the second one is the tiny one. It's a breakup poem that's called Ghosts. I believe in ghosts now. I didn't used to, but now I do. Every scratch in the wall, every creaking step is a song to you. I close my eyes quick enough and I can see your outline on my wall. I press my back to it to fill you in, to put you back again. Make warm what has gone cold, make warm what has gone. I will stand here and remember your eyes at dawn. Thank you.
Oh, that last one was beautiful, but the first one was like quite thought-provoking. Everyone, please give it up. Let everyone and let Celeste know that was wonderful.
You have a beautiful pen.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's very nice.
That's beautiful. Very
Yeah,
good. Beautiful voice too.
Yeah,
Yes, beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
delivery as well.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's one thing to have a good pen, but delivery was stellar. One love.
Thank you.
Amazing, and it's interesting that Cece says about the voice. I hope Celeste doesn't mind, but she is one of her many careers. She does voice acting and voice performing. So if you ever have a project and need somebody, hire her, Celeste. Celeste Ramos. That was amazing. Wonderful poems, both of them. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we have reached almost the end of the night. We had one performer asking to be on the good luck round list. If I missed anyone, let me know now or forever be quiet, because that will be end. But I'm so glad that some condo made it in and put yourself on the good luck round list. This is why we're here on Thursdays. Some condo, correct me if I'm wrong, you are zooming in from Toronto, Canada. Did I get that correct?
Windsor, Canada.
Excuse me, Windsor, which is that's close. That's in on.
It's right opposite Detroit.
Got you. Thank you for the geography lesson. Yes, yeah. So you're right there. Okay, Windsor. So I apologize. So Windsor, Canada. But hey, I'm glad you made it. Internationally here, zooming in. Some condo. So glad that you signed up. I love hearing you every time. You know the drill. Let everyone know where we may follow you. Then go ahead. The next minutes are all yours.
Okay, all right. So I won't waste nobody's time. My dreadlock is the blood vein that pumps blood to my heart. 10 tons of black hair on my head completes the art of my ancestry. When my follicles shot out of my scalp, they sang a song. And as they became long, they sang a lullaby to the sky. I know black people whose afro is a disco ball for the greatest parties in heaven. Black hair is incredible when it's on the scalp of an angel. Black hair grows in the name of love. My dad took his black hair to war. I am told my dad, his hair was an AK-47. It went. Oh, there were bullets in my father's hair. They say my dad had hair that was a fashion statement. Black hair is God saying, God damn, I'm good. God damn, I create. God damn, I created Zomkondo. And on the first day was black hair, and black hair was with God. Black hair is beautiful. I defy gravity with my black hair. I am a moon landing with this black hair. I am Kemet all over again, a pharaoh by design. I can't tell anybody else. My hair is not a sign, a written statement saying Rastaman. God took their time. She wove your dreadlock one strand at a time. And when she was done, she cried, knowing this was the best hair she had fashioned out of her own. Black hair is a prayer. Our mother, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy hair. Thy black hair and this kingdom come. Black hair shapeshifts. Black hair loves you so much that when it grows to afro, it becomes a baobab tree. When black hair wakes up in the morning, it sings songs that shut shit down. My grandmother, Esther, had hair made of diamonds. Black hair. You have to mine for diamonds inside black hair. You wake up and run your fingers inside black hair and say, God, you blessed me. Black hair has been around for centuries. Black hair stood the test of time. Black hair. Oh, black hair. Black hair, you're the love of my life. The darker you are, the more honest you are. Zomkondo Kabate. Thank you.
Ooh, what a perfect way to end the night. Everyone, please unmute yourself. Wow. That
Wow.
Your hair speaks for itself. Woo.
That was dope.
Talk about that black hair.
Yes. Shut shit down. Yes. That was dope.
Right.
That was dope. Right.
Yeah, your passion is ceaseless. Your heart is forever deep. We love you.
That was amazing. Rasta man, as you called yourself, and God took her time, her time, as you said, to create you. I'm glad that God created you. And we even got to hear a little bit from your late grandma in your poem, again. So that was, oh my God, beautiful. Some Conrad, the perfect way to end. I love this. I love one of my new favorites from you, though. Amazing. Love it. Please keep coming back. We want to hear more powerful poetry and keep growing that hair. Don't believe what others say.
Yes.
Your hair is you. Exactly. Yes. Show it. I'm leaving the gallery view on for the live stream so everyone can see it, though. Wow. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to leave everyone unmuted. Thank you again for allowing me to be your guest host one more week. La Brua, please feel better. We welcome you back next week to host Thursday night online open mic. Elemental, thank you for helping out on the back end. Come and see Elemental on Monday night online open mic, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Sign up on starting Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern time, but check Monday morning, Monday afternoon, if artist RSVP slots are still available, you may still sign up. On that note, I am Ron Mark Thompson. I was your guest host today. Thank you everyone for your powerful performances. Good night. We see you next week again. If you're in the New York City area, come to our in-person programs at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. If you're not in New York City, then please keep coming back to our online programs. Again, my name is Ron Mark Thompson. On behalf of La Brua and Elemental and the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, this has been another Thursday night online open mic, October 5th. Everyone, please get a good night, rest and sleep, and we will all see you next week again. Bye, everyone.
Take care, folks. Have a great weekend. See y'all Monday.
Yeah.